Welcome back to the Manor Entropians. Julian McBain here, and this is my 32nd Saturday vlog. And as you can see, I'm still doing Mayhem, but I'm sure you all expected that. Pop a pill, because I'm a pill popper. Ooh. Okay, so got a few things to cover tonight, and I'm actually recording this a couple days early. It's Thursday, and this will, of course, released on Saturday. It's in the title, because I will be in New Hampshire on Saturday, so I'm recording a little ahead of time. First off, I need to announce my Facebook page. The link will be in the description, and it will be in the description of all future videos. At some point, I need to go back and add it to the 170 some odd videos I've already done. But it is there, and so please take an opportunity to go like me on Facebook. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all the support. And so I'm going to be adding more content to Facebook on top of what I already do on my website and what I do here on YouTube. I'm going to slowly be kind of integrating it all together. That sort of thing takes time, and I'm kind of learning it as I go. So if it looks a little bit like if it's separated, then I apologize for that, but it's one of those things where I got to work with what I can work with. So yeah, announcing my Facebook page. By the time this comes up, there should already be 3 or 4 posts up. Please go take a look. I actually did, so last night, I actually spent like an hour in Entropia Universe and just did like a photo shoot. I'm not kidding. I did a whole photo shoot of just trying to be, I don't know, just trying to take a look at some of the epic views in Entropia Universe. And that's my new profile picture for my channel. And actually, I think I put it everywhere. Also reflects that photo shoot because I took that photo while I was doing it. So you're gonna see some motivational stuff on there. I might rate some regular posts. I haven't figured out everything I'm gonna do with the Facebook page yet, but gotta start somewhere. And it's just like the old saying goes. Your first video is gonna suck, your first post is gonna suck, your first book is gonna suck. Write it anyway, because you can't get to your 50th without doing your first. And that's pretty much the take I take on it. And so in an effort to kind of expand my reach and expand my ability to provide quality content to you, I have added a Facebook page. Again, link will be in the description. At the end of this video, please make sure you like. Speaking of which, please take a moment, if you haven't already, to subscribe to my channel. Every subscription helps. I really appreciate all the support, and I hope to continue to provide quality content to all of you in the future. Okay, so that whole bit out of the way. I wrote an article yesterday. I put it on my website, which I'll also link in the description, about building influence and what it means to be an influencer and what it means to be a content creator, basically. And so, like, I'm a content creator. To a certain extent, I feel that I'm an influencer, but I don't feel like I have the following to really classify myself as one. Do I have a certain amount of influence in the Entropia universe? Yes. But that does not make me an influencer in the grand scheme of things. But I am a content creator. Now, if you take some of the more prominent channels, Lore Spade and Serial Overdrive are absolutely influencers. Even though they have, relative to some YouTube channels, they have a small number of subscriptions, but relative to the Entropia Universe niche, they have a large number of subscriptions. And they're very influential with their commentary is always on point, and their opinions are always of value. And so that's something that I will admit I strive for, and I'm not there yet. I'm working on it. But I did kind of take some time to kind of break down in my mind what it meant to be an influencer and what it meant to be a content creator and how to go about that. And so as I was thinking about it, I wrote the article for my website and kind of broke it down in my head, and what it comes down to is people have to trust what you have to say, and they have to trust what you have to say because you know what you're saying. And that's not always the easiest thing to build up. It takes time. And the biggest thing that anyone who creates content has to fight against is obscurity. Doesn't matter what niche you're in, whether you're doing Entropia Universe content, or you're doing Let's Play videos, or you're doing a vlog. Oh, look, I just named the 3 things I do. Or if you're doing, you know, business video content, you know, how to be a YouTuber content. That is not what I'm turning my channel into. Or a do-it-yourself website or anything like that. Website, YouTube channel, or anything like that. It takes time to build that audience. And you do so by providing not only quality and value to the people watching you, but you also do it by being honest. And by being known for someone who always tells the truth, as far as they, you know, who they always tell the truth, and if they're wrong, they'll fess up to it. Like, I could say something that I believe to be the truth, and I could be incorrect. That doesn't mean I lied. That means I was wrong. As long as I'm willing to come back and say, you know what, guys, I done effed up. Here's the actual of it. You know, here's the it of it, and this is the reality. Then I'm really no further behind than when I started. And that right there, I think, is the crux of it. And I would encourage you to read the article. It might be a little disparate, but it reflects how I think about these things. It's because it's my blog post. I let it kind of flow out. I don't edit the blog post, except for, you know, if I misspell something, I'll correct that. But when it comes to the regular blog posts, I write, and I let it out. It's kind of like a journal, but it's more of a professional level journal. And so, kind of like this. And so I've found that as the audience builds, it builds faster. And that's good. And at the same time, I've also noticed that because of that, I need to make sure that I'm putting out better quality. So as you build your audience, you're going to find yourself forcing yourself to put in higher value videos, better quality for your viewers. A shout out to Stylus. It's an interesting armor that he's wearing. I wonder what that is. No, I'm not going to bother him. There we go. So really, that's generally what it comes down to, is you're fighting obscurity, so you have to be known for being good. And when you start out, you're not good. You know, you watch my first video, I was not good. At least not as good as I am now. And even now, I know I've got a long way to go, and that's okay. Someday I'll have 1,000 videos, and I'll look back at my first video, and I'll probably be like, oh my god, that was awful. And that's the way it's supposed to be. And despite that, or maybe because of that, there will still be people who go back and watch some of your early videos. You know, I'm going to go back at some point and watch my Let's Play of Crash Bandicoot, and I'm going to go, oh my god, that was awful, but it was worth the journey. And there will be people who still watch it. One of my favorite YouTubers for Let's Play videos is Christopher Odd. And some of my favorite content that he put out is some of his early stuff. Like, he did a bunch of Valve games early on in his Let's Play career, like Half-Life. I've watched that, and his Portal runs are some of my favorites on the internet. And if you compare it to his content today, his ability to convey himself is much different now. And strictly speaking, it's better, but at the same time, I still love this old content. Even though not his gaming ability has always been on point, but his ability to provide commentary has become much more refined. It's a lot less refined in the Portal runs, but I still enjoy it. And so there will always be people who enjoy that older content, even though it's less refined. Not only that, but it really shows the journey you go on. You know, if I go back and watch my first vlog, I can't even remember what my first vlog was about. But it showed that journey. or it will show that journey from start to finish. I've got 32. This is my 32nd episode, if I remember correctly. I just said it, and of course now I can't remember. It's been a long day. But just take the journey. If that's what you want to do, it's worth it. And thinking about it, you know, if the journey is worth it, and the desire to continue to produce content is in me. Like, I'm doing this on a Thursday night. I got out of work so tired I had to lay down for a nap. I've got to fit it in with yard work and housework and being a father and all the other stuff to contend with that we all have to contend with, right? Anyone who is an adult has to contend with all these things, and if you're not an adult, and even as a kid, you've got things you have to contend with. You know, homework and school, and if you're in college, it's even more than that. You probably have a job as well. But if you enjoy doing it, it's absolutely worth it. You never know where it's going to lead you either. You know, a year and a half ago, when did I start this? No, it was a year and a month ago is when I started being a content creator, because it was the end of June of 2018 is when I started creating content. You know, I didn't know where this journey would lead, and I started off slow, right? I had my 2 Entropia Universe videos a week. And then that quickly led into the Let's Plays. I'm like, I really want to do this as a Let's Play, so I'm going to do it. And then I tried doubling up on Let's Plays and doing 2 series a week, right? Where I had, I did the We Happy Few and the Crash Bandicoot Let's Plays all at the same time, and that did not work out the way I wanted it to. I was too crunched. It wasn't what I was looking to do. So I completed the Crash Bandicoot. I went to add Prey, and I'm like, I can't do this. So I axed the second series, but I still wanted to produce 7 days a week. So that's when I started McBain Moments. And because it was a much shorter format, it was less, I don't know how to put it, but it was different. It was different than everything else I was doing. That kind of kept it fresh, right? And so, I like that blue on that ship. That actually looks really cool. Tangents. And so, that's what I did. I did the McBain Moments, and I have the vlog on Saturdays. The vlog is kind of part of the Entropia Universe group, but I keep it separated because I'm not focused on the gameplay. I'm always focused on something else, right? So, like, when I did my migration run for my last episode, I was talking commentary, but the focus of it was the 100 pet run. And then on this one, this is my vlog, so I don't care about what my results are. I'm just out here hunting because I want to get my, you know, my iron challenge done while I'm doing this, but I could just as soon be off hunting curbs or H-Rocks, and that wouldn't matter. I'm not after that specifically. It just happens to be I can do 2 things at once. And so that's kind of where that whole thing lies. But if you'll notice, though, that I built it up over time, and I kept adding to it until I reached that sweet spot. And then I added the website where I post a blog once a week. And I haven't always been super consistent on it. I'm working on it. I've got to lock down a day. But there was a time, you know, during the winter, creating content on the weekends is easy because there's not a whole hell of a lot you can do in Vermont in the winter. You know, there's no mowing to do. Even if it snows once a week, you can plow in a couple hours. Especially since, you know, I've got a 4-foot or 5-foot shovel with a diesel engine behind it to work with. That being a small farm tractor. There's my redneck coming out. You know, there's not a huge amount that has to be done during the winter compared to the summer, when there's the lawn to mow and there's work to do outside and there's wood to split and all that other jazz. So finding a happy medium with the website is still a challenge, and I want to continue to do so, and I'm going to find that happy medium, but it's going to take more time. With the Facebook page, it's real easy. Creating Facebook content doesn't take too long. I've got experience in it because of my mundane work. And you can schedule everything. And yes, I can schedule on the website too, but I've noticed the timing doesn't quite work out the way I want it to, because I think that the company that owns it, I know for a fact that I use WordPress, and I think that they're on the Central Time Zone, because I scheduled something for 9 and it comes out at 10. I scheduled something at 8 to do an experiment, it came out at 9. So I know they're on the Central Time Zone. So, but when you become a content creator, if this is something that you're interested in, anyone who is interested in creating content in the Entropia space, I highly encourage you create content in the Entropia space. That's right, I am asking you to go out there and make content that may potentially compete with mine, because it's an underserved niche. It really is. And I think there is a lot of potential for the Entropia platform when it comes to content creation. You know, you've got how many professions? You got the big three. You got hunting, mining, and crafting. But you also have, you know, I've mentioned it before. We need a news service. There's a niche for you. We need, it would be awesome if someone did like a whole crocodile hunter thing on here. There's a niche for you. If I had any acting skill, I would totally do that. I don't. Hell, I can't even memorize lines. That's how you know, like, all of this is ad-lib. Occasionally I'll have notes or something if I need to make sure I keep my thoughts organized. I'll have my notebook, and you've all seen my notebook if you've watched McMain Moments, and I'll have a quote in there or a talking point just jotted down that I did while I was working on something else, but none of this is ever friggin' scripted, ever. Not even my tutorial videos, none of that is scripted. It's all because I can't memorize lines. And when you read off a paper, everyone can tell. I don't care how good you are. If you're reading off a sheet of paper, there isn't a person on God's green earth who isn't going to be able to tell, or in this case, Mind Arc's green and Ludius is green and Calypso. There's no chance in Ludius's Calypso that they're not going to be able to tell you're reading off a sheet of paper. Even people who specialize in dramatic reading, even people who specialize in theater, you can tell the difference when they're reading it off the script and when they're doing it completely from memory. So we could use someone like the Crocodile Hunter here. We could use, I mean, there's all kinds of things you could get into. And so if you're looking to break in, find a niche and roll with it. Something you enjoy doing, even if it's doing what I do. You know, you go in and you just provide commentary. Or you go in and you do all controlled cost hunts. You know? I'll tell you what, I know for a fact I'll subscribe to you because I love watching the stuff. And I know that may not be much of an incentive. One person guarantees he'll subscribe if he finds you, but it's a start. And who knows what else you can create here. You know, we've got people out there who did find other niches like Atlas Radio or Atlas Haven Radio. They created a whole radio station for Entropia Universe players. How can you beat that? That's awesome. But it's the only one out there. If that's something you thought about doing, might be worth it. Now that might be a little bit harder because you got to be able to make it run 24/7. So there might be some pre-baked content there, but at the same time, it doesn't have to always be live. You can make pre-baked content in station markers and stuff like that. You know, get ads thrown in there. The potential of this platform is completely endless. And that's one thing I love about the platform. I'm writing a book about it. The potential of this platform hasn't even been scratched. We haven't even touched the surface all that far. And it's a video game, it's a social platform, it's an economic model, and it's an economic model that functions. Not only does it function, but it's living, it's breathing, it's an actual economy. You could do a whole channel on economic modeling and market trends and stuff like that. Like, seriously, there's plenty of niches out there. Go pick one. I really hope to see this platform continue to develop. And it doesn't look like Mindarc's going anywhere. They're making money. They're happy. I just saw their last year's annual report. And the total numbers, they weren't huge, but they were still multi-millions. In net profit, not gross profit, net profit. It was like 2 or 3 million kroner, which I don't know what the exchange is, but it was still a good number. It was still a good number, and so I don't think Mindarc's going to go anywhere anytime soon. And they're developing new systems for business. They've been getting grants from Sweden. I really, really look forward to the future of Entropia Universe and the future of the platform. And see what Mindarc comes out with next, because I said it on my last video. I'm going to reiterate it here. Hang on. Oh, okay. My window's open. I just heard an aircraft, and I couldn't... It's been a while since one's flown over the house, can you tell? Because, I mean, we get whirlies. We get choppers from time to time because we're on the underneath the military flight route. Although I haven't heard any this year, but this is the first time I've heard an airplane. And being a pilot, I always pick it up. You can always tell the sound of that Lycoming engine. Ah, Lycoming engines. Tangents. But yeah, no, I gushed about it last time. I'm not going to go too deep into it this time. The point of this was, it would be amazing if those who have always wanted to create content for this, whether it's on Twitch or on YouTube or one of the new alternative platforms, Minds, or I don't even know some of the platforms. I gotta go searching for platforms just so I know what they are. You know, if you've got these platforms out there, take advantage of them. See what you can do. You never know. Might turn into a career. Might not. Might be a whole lot of work for little recognition, but it could turn into a career. There are plenty of people out there who have made their living on YouTube. Apparently, it's like the top most desired job for the youth now is to be a content creator. Think about that for a second. No. When I was a kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be an astronaut. I still do want to be an astronaut. And I have absolutely no shame in saying that. Now, I want a YouTube channel. Which, to be fair, not much difference between that and I want to be an actor. I mean, realistically, there is no difference when it comes right down to it. You're providing entertainment. I think the real difference is the difference between being like a YouTuber versus an actor or something like that. There's a lot less. There's no acting. Or no, I can't say that because there are channels out there that specialize in like doing curated shows, and they actually do that sort of thing. My son likes to watch a bunch of stuff like that where they do like box forts. There's this one channel called Box Forts, and they deliberately do it to entertain children, and they do a fantastic job. And I gotta say that even from someone who's like, okay, this is really hokey, it is kind of entertaining even as an adult. And part of the reason I find it entertaining is the amount of fun these guys have. And they're like 20 between their 20 and 30. And they're doing these things that most people would attribute to kids pre-teenager. But but they're having a blast with it, and they're doing it specifically to entertain young children. Oh, somebody got a global. Whoever got that global, congratulations. A Stylus, congratulations, Stylus, if you're watching this, for getting that global. Good job. How many ped was that? 64 ped. Congratulations, man, if you're watching this. Anyway. So, you know, sky's the limit, guys. Really is. Sky is the limit, and I'm telling you something, that's what I'm reaching for. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not sure I'll ever actually be satisfied, but I'm aiming for 13 million subscribers. YouTube has 1.3 billion accounts. I want 13 million subscribers. That's 1%. I want 1% of YouTube paying attention to me. And it's going to happen one subscriber at a time. And that's the same thing for every content creator out there. If you're starting in this space, if you're thinking about starting in this space, if you're ever looking to see, you know, what is it do you want to do? What is it do I want to do? Where do I want to go? You know, how do I want to do this? Get started. Doesn't matter. You can change it up later if you have to. One subscriber at a time. PewDiePie's got 98 million? That's what? Oh, I can't find my calculator. That's fine. Doesn't matter. It's still a small percentage of YouTube. 98 million isn't a huge amount of 1.3 billion. But he's the most subscribed to person on YouTube. Anyone can do it. Put the effort forth. Find the niche. And do the work. Come on. Nope, there was some lag. Oh! You're immature! Find my way out of the herd real quick so I can do my outro. Okay, guys, that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. I'll say that again. Subscribe down below, please. Going for 13 million subs. One subscription at a time. Subscription at a time. Make sure you check out my website, McBainManor.com. Like my Facebook page, also called McBain Manor. Links are in the description. And don't forget to check out my sponsor, Critical Links. Guys, I appreciate all the support. You're amazing. You all have a wonderful day.